Yeah, okay. Tell me what you found.
There's just a couple things that I wanted to share. You know, as I traverse through the development of Web 3.0, coming across a lot of interesting projects here. This one is called Heavenland. Heavenland.io. Welcome to Heavenland. It's built on Solana. I'm not a big fan of Solana, the blockchain. It did really well in the dollars last year, but it actually came out of it was like $2 at the beginning of the year, and it was like 200 something in the middle. So it did well, but they're definitely VC backed. The big centralized central bankers, your normal folk that you wouldn't necessarily want to see in part of this transition. But this is their, built on their platform Solana. But anyway, this is Heavenland. It's a metaverse. Gravitational tubes in space. Heavenland is a futuristic city built in a rotating gravitational cylinder in the Earth's orbit. Negative surface curvature imparts Heavenland citizens with otherworld experiences, and its location in space makes Heavenland a true space gateway. Gateway. What am I even saying about all this metaverse stuff and space?
It is the average man's way to space.
It is.
Oh my gosh.
It's the Tower of Babel.
I just scrolled down to
the
partners.
Let me get there.
Okay,
buddy.
I'm letting you get there.
Fine.
It just caught me by surprise.
I told you about it in text form too. Like
I didn't know it was
3 or
connected
4
to
days
this.
ago. Yeah.
No, take your time. Do your thing. I haven't given anything away. Nobody can see my screen.
True. Okay, so it goes through a couple of the features. The city topology of the future. How would you design a city if you can start from scratch? Heavenland has onboarded a team of architects specializing in research of self-sustainable cities of the future. That's why you cannot compare Heavenland to anything you can find on Google Earth. It's places a metaverse thing. Exist.
It's a video game. What are you talking about?
No, here's what they're doing. I mean, I know it's a video game, and I know this is all role playing and all that, but
again,
do you not think,
critique of you? I'm critiquing what you just read.
Why are you going again? Why are you always coming after me, racist man? I'm kidding.
Disconnect my critique of what you are reading from you personally.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. It's starting to really sound like my wife here. I'm just gotta throw that out there, just nitpicking on things, like really.
Well, there you go.
Getting into the
confirmation.
Okay, I'll tell the wife tonight. Wife number 2 yelled at me again today. You guys are on the same page on a couple of things. And I'll start to think, maybe it's me.
Oh, we couldn't have that. Some self-reflection, Gonz. What a horrible experience.
So my thing is, even if this is just a video game, if they're collecting the data and the brain juice, the brain power of the masses of the public to try to build something like this, data collection, what kind of problems you might run into. This is like a giant simulation for the people that would want to build a tube space Earthland, Heavenland.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's a technology, it's VR, there's a marketplace, and then the partners, as you discovered on your own there. Partners. Cooperation resides in the center of Heavenland philosophy because only through collaboration can we achieve great things. Now, first you have Unity, pretty big game development platform or game engine, or I guess it's a developer engine. And you have Solana NFT community, but you have this group called Digital Eyes.
Oh my gosh.
And Digital Eyes is one of the biggest NFT marketplaces in the Solana space. We are glad we can use their top-notch technological solution to allow you to exchange Heavenland tradables. And they spelled Heavenlands wrong. Come on, Heavenlands. This is
that's a straight up typo.
It's a straight up typo, which means that the scammers have proven to be less concerned about detail and more about the bottom line here. But their logo for Digital Eyes, pair of googly eyes.
It's 2 big googly eyes, man. This is like I'm pretty sure every single episode in 2022, and this is a great chance to talk about this.
Okay.
Every single episode in 2022 has featured some sort of culture reference of googly eyes becoming, used as symbology or logos or whatever comedy, maybe, whatever the case may be, but they are popping up everywhere. And I do want to say, for the record, we are not looking for these things.
No, we're not. Yeah, that's a really good point. We're not looking. I didn't find this pair of googly eyes because I was just looking at Heavenland.
All right. Like somebody might start to suspect that, we're just trying to like do a thing where, we point out all the googly eyes that exist in the world and we say, take credit for it or something. We are not looking for googly eyes. These things are just popping up in the normal streams of research that we're doing. And so I maintain there is something about this year that is, there's some sort of weird cosmic theme of googly eyes becoming, more of a mainstream social force than they've ever been before.
And it's very bizarre because it's not a centralized thing. It's not like one guy leading or one group leading the googly eye thing.
Well, there's one guy and it's me, but I'm not getting the credit for it.
That's what I mean is that you're not putting these googly eyes out there, as part of.
Maybe it's a sign that somehow in some subtle way, my influence is stretching beyond the canarium.
Yeah, well, it is true that I guess it's the Christians who have always sort of said, make the gospel is free, so make content for freely available anyway, and that for some people stretches out to, well, they're Christian. They don't mind if we borrow some ideas from them, They
don't mind if we
completely rip off
the
everything.
Most important parts of Basil's physical characteristics besides his chiseled out of stone body. Well, we've used that before. Now we'll focus on the googly eyes.
Yeah, but
it's okay. I'm not mad. It's just going to make my brand of premier worldwide robot critic website that much more popular.
Sure. And this, and just the theme of taking ideas from us. Last year it was Kusama, which is the Polkadot testnet, where they testnet parachains. And if you go to the Kusama website, it says right there, Kusama is a network built as a risk-taking, fast-moving canary in the coal mine.
Oh, right.
Or its cousin Polkadot. So, yeah, I mean, they're just, we're good idea people, but we don't always get credit for that stuff. Which, by the way, if we were to dox the reptilians, the best way to do it is with NFTs. Right. I'd like to bring attention to the Reptile Syndicate Club. And they have their Twitter account here. It is the Last Supper painting redone with all lizards or reptiles, I guess, reptilians,
yeah,
and more cartoon styled. And their icon or their avatar, their PFP, as the kids call it nowadays, a profile pic, is a sort of stylized version of the all-seeing eye in the pyramid.
Yeah. But it's got like a reptilian sort of feel to it.
Yeah.
This is very interesting. I was scrolling through some of these NFTs or nifties, as the kids call them. And they're very much, Illuminati, reptilian styled NFTs. Some are, holding books that have the Freemason square and compass. Some have space helmets and bags of money. Some have the vestments of perhaps an illuminated priest or something. Now, they're full on doing it.
So my question though is, the people who created this, is it someone who like us are mocking it, or is it someone who's like, yeah, we're just getting our cues from the reptilian, or we getting money?
It seems this is actually an encouraging find, Gonz. Because this is something that I'm actually pretty sure we've talked about doing when we just talk about NFTs and what we would do if we were doing one, pretty sure we talked about doing a lizard person NFT series.
Oh, 100%.
And so again, not that I'm claiming they took the idea. I'm sure lots of people have the idea, but what encourages me about this is this probably was some small internet community that was just joking and talking about making an NFT project on lizard people and, having fun talking about it and planning it out and actually executed. It's possible, Gonz. The Canary Cry NFT Apocalypse Canaries is it's possible. Well, it can come into reality.
You know that I've told you about like how there should be an apocalyptic theme or some kind of truther or
that's a thing now. There's apocalypse apes, isn't there?
Apocalyptic apes is a thing now, and totally. I mean, they're jumping on the ape theme because the Bored Ape Yacht Club is so big now. But they have a whole thing where it's all like
it was just a matter of time.
I know. It's it's typical of us to see a trend before it happens and then not do anything about it.
Being right too early is our eternal curse.
Yeah. So there you go. That's always keeping an eye out for some of these projects and always interesting to look at. When it's this blatant, though, and it has this kind of cartoony feel to it, definitely feels like just more of people mocking the idea and they're probably an artist, so come up with a cool concept. And especially these generative NFTs, which are pretty cool. I mean, when I say cool, it's the idea of it is interesting because it's the first time physical artists and coders can come together and create quote unquote unique art, so.
Yeah. And an economic system. That's decentralized and outside of state control.
Except if it's on Solana. Just not a big fan of Solana.
Well, good for them. It gives me a little bit of hope that maybe we could pull something off. But we need some smart computer people to help us.
Yeah.
And artists, but we have a lot of wonderful artists.
We're building the team.